I'm Avi Liberman, and I'm a stand-up comedian and screenwriter, and I bring a group of comedians to Israel twice, now 3 times a year, to perform under these strange corona issues. I'm here on my own as I'm an Israeli citizen, and I'm using local comedians in Israel that have appeared on TV in the States, and some other guys that are here. So and we're doing as many shows as we can for the limited amount of people that's allowed to raise as much money as we can for the Kobe Mandel Foundation. So that's what I'm doing here now. So.
What is your favorite comedy routine that someone else has done?
Probably when friends of mine steal my material and do my jokes. That's probably when they call and ask, Avi, I have a Jewish event coming up, can I use this joke? I go, sure. That's obviously my favorite. No, I've got a few. Probably Jim Gaffigan's, to tell you the truth. His holiday chunk is one of my favorites. Obviously his Hot Pockets is a great thing.
I'm moving a little slow tonight. I had a Hot Pocket for dinner.
Anything by Brian Regan or Seinfeld usually works.
What is your go-to Jewish joke?
I have a few. There's so many in my act that I have. I'd say one of the ones that gets the biggest laugh because they don't see it coming. A friend of mine said, if you go to the Western Wall and pray there for 40 days in a row, you'll find your soulmate. And I thought that was ridiculous. But to his credit, he went 40 days in a row, and shortly thereafter, he divorced his wife and found a soulmate. So that one usually is that's a fun one. Yeah, it's quick. Set up punch, that's it, yeah.
What is the greatest comedy movie of all time and why?
Greatest comedy. The greatest comedy movie of all time and why? I'd probably go Spinal Tap. And I'd say why, because when you first start watching it, you're not sure what's going on. The fact that it's a satire and that it's funny, it spans decades. Like, you watch it when you're young, and then you'll rewatch it when you're older, and it holds up. Not a lot of comedy holds up sometimes over decades, and this one does.
You have brought some amazing comedians to Israel. You talked about the Comedy for Kobe that you're doing.
Right.
If you could bring anybody in the world, who would be your top 5 to bring on the trip?
Top 5 comics to bring. I could tell you the top 3 off the top of my head, I know, it's because I've talked about this, would probably be Ray Romano, Jim Gaffigan, and Ray Romano, Jim Gaffigan, and Kevin James. I used to use Brian Regan as the example of who I wanted to bring in. We actually got him to come, so I would use Brian Regan again anytime. And it's obviously Jerry Seinfeld, but Jerry was here already once. But those are the ones those first 3 are the ones that I haven't had yet. Sorry.
Out of time.
Right, I'm done.
What is your favorite U2 song?
My favorite U2 song? I like Mysterious Ways. I like the later stuff. She Moves in Mysterious, that's a good one. You could say Bloody Sunday, but that's kind of hacky. That's that's a good one.
Reese's Pieces or Reese Witherspoon?
How is Reese Witherspoon dressed? That would be my question back to that situation. I'd probably, Reese's Pieces to me is like a cheap Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, like offshoots, which I'm not into, so I'd probably hang with Reese Witherspoon.
What is the best piece of pizza? New York, Chicago, Italy, or something else?
New York. It's tough to beat New York. There's actually, what's the place in the Village? A slice, I can't remember the name of it. It's like a little hole in the wall, but can't believe I'm blanking on this. Joe's Pizza, that's it. Joe's in the Village, that's the place. Yeah.
Shawarma or falafel, since we're in Israel? Well,
what pans did we get falafel? No, shawarma in a laffa. None of this in pita stuff too. In the full laffa, shawarma. You can watch, we actually made a documentary about the tour we do in Israel called Land of Milk and Funny. So you can watch that at landofmilkandfunny.com. So they can check that out. It's fun.